This is a Royal Enfield Bullet 500 single. It was a standard black two-seater Bullet with chrome mudguards on when I bought it. I stripped everything off the bike. I managed to source some second-hand parts, the battery cover, the toolboxes, the petrol tank, the mudguards, the lights, the light covers, and I stripped it all down, put all these second-hand parts on so that they all fit and looked all right. Then I stripped them all off, took them to the sandblasters, had them powder coated olive green, and then just built it all back up again. And whilst I was doing the work, my wife and I sourced a lot of age-related parts to fit on the bike to make it more interesting and a lot more to talk about. My wife's fantastic at finding things what you can buy, you know, whether it be clothes, motorbike parts. She's brilliant. And we started finding all these things, and I thought they look great on the bike. Anyway, I started buying them and getting them and fitting them on and painting them, and it just escalated into this.
Bringing all this together, could you put a figure on what's gone into it? Priceless, right?
Well, it's not something you see every day. You know what I mean? I mean, when I'm doing my fundraising with my fellow colleagues from the Royal British Legion Riders Group, people are going to be amazed by the stuff on this bike because they've all heard about it. They've seen it in films and probably old photographs, but never actually in live, you know, in seeing it live. But to buy the bike and do the work, it's around £3,000 it's cost me. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not an electrician. I'm a retired lorry driver, right. But I have been a biker all my life, and it's a massive passion in my life, motorbikes. In fact, cars, I'm a petrol head, nut. Petrol, car and bike, nut.
So the bike itself then, how long did it bring together?
From start to finish, about 4 or 5 months. But I was working in the garage at night, all over the winter, when it were cold. And I just, when I start something, I can't let go, you know what I mean? I'd be in the garage freezing. I'd have 15 cups of tea to try and warm me up. My wife kept coming out with cups of tea. And I'd just about finish one job, and then I'd start looking at the next job to do. And as it started to come together, I could see the vision where I were going, you know what I mean? But the trouble is now I've got that many. I mean, a lot of the stuff on the bike is actually from World War II. You can mention anything on this bike and I can tell you a story about it. Now, that helmet, my work colleague, that was his granddad's helmet. And he was a fire warden in World War II, and he actually wore that hat. There's my mobile telephone, an original World War II field telephone. That box is an ammunition box. This is a World War II gas mask. These are World War II field binoculars. There's just so much. I also managed to purchase a VE Day number plate from DVLA, which I've, you know, transferred onto the bike, and it just finishes it off, you know. And
it's all gearing up for Saturday when the general public can see your hard work.
Well, on Saturday, I always set the garden up lovely. And on Saturday, from early morning till late night, if anybody wants to have a walk by, take some pictures. If any kiddies want to sit on the bike and have a photograph taken while I'm here, I'm quite prepared to do that. So long as when they go out and they see the Royal British Legion, just pour a few pence, 50 pence or £1 into the kitty, and it all goes towards the poppy appeal. And
that's a really key point as well, because this is amazing, this is incredible, but this is clearly something that you hold very close to your heart.
It's very close to my heart. All the people who gave up their lives during World War I and World War II, we should never forget them. Don't forget, we wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for them. I've built this bike not just for my own pleasure, which I do have pleasure out of it. I do ride it, and I do enjoy it. But it's to pull people in, and we can talk about it and make them remember what life was like during the war, and how many people gave up their lives. Men, women and children gave up their lives for us to be here today.